What if instead of juggling 5 different types of work every day, you could just focus on one type of work? Monday for creative work, Tuesday for admin work, Wednesday for meetings, and then by the end of the week, you've made real progress on everything that's important instead of just skimming the surface. Welcome to day theming. This is task batching taken to the extreme. Day theming is whenever you assign a theme to each day of the week, and then you focus either all of the day or the majority of that day on that one type of work. So instead of constantly switching between different types of work throughout the day, you try to hone your focus and your mind on one type of task per day. This doesn't mean that you just do one specific task all day. This means that you group your tasks into a theme. So say Monday was your planning day. You might want to use that day for planning what the week's going to look like, checking on your project timelines, making commitments for upcoming meetings. You could even have a chunk of time on a Monday where you just knock out a bunch of quick admin tasks, things that you know are going to create a bit of momentum for the rest of your week. Now, these are different tasks, but they all tap into the same kind of organizational mindset. Planning day. And here's why it works so well. It eliminates decision fatigue. Instead of starting a day thinking, what am I going to work on today? You have a theme for the day. So you know that there's only a certain amount of tasks that relate to that theme that you could do in that day. Kind of narrows your focus a bit. It allows for deeper concentration. So whenever you've got a theme that's dedicated to a day, it allows your brain to really settle into that mode for the day. And no constant gear shifting means that you can achieve a flow state way more easily. It creates natural boundaries. So the productivity expert Mike Vardy, who popularized this method, found that because he knew what each day meant, he was able to then have less decision fatigue and a lot more time and energy for his family. So if you're ready to try this, here is how you identify what themes are going to work for your life. First, look at the different types of work that you do. Are there natural categories that jump out at you? Maybe there is a difference between whenever you're in communication mode, or you've got admin tasks, or you've got creative tasks that you need to do in your week. Maybe you need time for collaborative work or learning. To give you a bit of an idea, some of my own day themes include a day for video, which is the day in which I'll script and record and do the rough cut edit of these videos that you're watching. Another day theme that I have is for written content, so things like SEO updates, publishing new articles, writing the Todoist newsletter. And if you're not signed up to receive the Todoist newsletter, it goes out on the first day of every month, and I will leave a link in the description box below in case you are interested. Meetings, I try to load all of my meetings into one day where possible. Sometimes that spills over 2 days. I'll usually opt for a Tuesday and a Thursday if that happens. So my Monday, Wednesday, Friday are clear for deep work. And then, if you can get away with it, this one is one of the best ones you can have. It's an IOU day, which is basically batching together all of the work that other people are requiring from you. So that could be things like proofreading documents, checking reviews, responding to emails, giving context on things. It's a way of batching together tasks for other people so that they don't eat into your own priorities for your own work for that week. Just make sure that you're clear with people about this boundary. You can say things like, I'll proofread that document for you on Tuesday next week. And when you're planning your own day themes, you might want to consider your own natural energy patterns. So if you're more creative in the mornings, you may want to have a creative themed day on a day when you've not got so many morning commitments. You may have industry rhythms that you also have to work around as well, like deadlines for Friday or Monday stand-up meetings. And remember, even if you're assigning themes to specific days, you don't have to theme every single day of your working week. You may decide that some of the days have specific themes and then other days are left more flexible and more open for reactive work. The crucial point is that your themes should reflect your actual work, not some kind of idealized version of it. So if 40% of your work tasks are administrative tasks, you're probably going to need 2 admin days. And for me personally, and the way that my life is, I can't apply rigid days. So I can't have every Monday is planning day, every Tuesday is creative day. It's never going to work like that for me. I have too many differing family constraints and moving pieces to try and keep on top of. So every Sunday I do my weekly review. We have a video on that. I will link that in the cards above. And during my weekly review, I will take a look at the week that's laid out ahead of me, and I can start slotting in my themes each day based on what the week looks like. So for instance, a day like today, whenever I'm recording video, requires me to have a lot of free time because things can go wrong and it can take a little longer than I expected it to in the first place. So I need more flexibility on those days and therefore a wee bit more room for me to actually do the task. So that day has to have no meetings, no interruptions. So I'll take a look at my week. I'll decide what day is best for recording and I'll slot that day as my video themed day. Some weeks that might be Tuesday, some weeks that might be Friday. It completely depends. And this week by week approach just acknowledges that life is not going to be perfect all of the time. Kids are going to get sick, meetings are going to get moved, priorities are going to get shifted, and we need to be able to have a schedule that, although it can give us some semblance of control over our week, it also has to be flexible. Now, you may have a super rigid schedule and know exactly what's happening each week and be able to allot themed days that never change. Or you may be like me and you may have to be a little bit more flexible with what you allot to when. Day theming in Todoist is incredibly straightforward. You can either create a project for each of your days and house all of your tasks in there, or you can create a label for the themed days and then attach that label to the tasks that are relevant to that type of day. And if you have one of our paid plans, you can use the Todoist calendar layout, which will allow you to visibly see your days and the allotted tasks for each of those themes. And you can even mark your theme days publicly on your calendar so that people like your manager can see exactly how you're organising your work throughout the week and know not to spring a surprise meeting on you on a Wednesday whenever you're trying to devote time to deep work. Now, remember, as with most systems, you do need to have a bit of room for flexibility. So you may have a spillover day on a Friday where you try and mop up all the tasks that didn't quite fit into a theme day. Or if something comes up during one of your theme days and you're thinking, well, this doesn't really fit the theme of my day, you're going to have to assess it for urgency and decide whether it needs to be done that day or whether it can wait until its dedicated theme. The goal here is to have some structure, but not to be too rigid. Why don't you try this for 2 weeks? You don't have to theme every single day. Maybe pick 2 or 3 days out of the week that you're going to allot a theme to and then just see how it goes. You may find it interesting to see how deep you can go into a specific theme. Personally, for me, I've been doing this relatively recently and I have found that on my theme days, I tend to get a lot more quality work done because my brain isn't having to constantly switch gears between 1,000 different things or move from a really creative task into an admin task. And yeah, the transition stuff is challenging. And you may find yourself surprised by how much more focused you feel. Now, if you find this video helpful, it is part of a mini series. There are 3 videos. There's a video on time blocking, task batching, and then this one on day theming. So I will link the other 2 here for you to check out afterwards. They're also all based on an article that we have, which is a time blocking guide. It's very in-depth. I will also link that in the description box below. And remember to give us a thumbs up if you did find the video helpful. It does let us know that you're enjoying the videos and you want to see more. And you might even want to consider subscribing if you do. Okay, thank you so much. It was great to have you here and I'll see you in the next one. Okay, bye. And then, why? Naomi. Nothing like a little mid-recording battery death to kill your buzz.